check yesterday. Adam confirmed it was just underthrown.
5-ish.
No, unconfirmed reports. We'll have to launch an investigation. But no, thank you to Adam and all of his lovely volunteers. Bernie, Dennis, I saw Phil helping with the ice, Steve Mayo, Marilla was helping with the ice. Lovely group of volunteers here. Doug, of course, remiss to not mention Doug McLean, man, myth, legend, for helping out with the ice and putting on just some fantastic conditions here for the event. Laurie just slipping into the top of the 12-foot means that it is in play. It is hittable for Carly Everest. Christina can elect to hit and roll.
10.5 so we can roll instead.
That's, you're hearing her help me out there. Explain the call. 10.5. 10.5 seconds being the hog-to-hog time again. And that's going to be about a control weight, another way of calling for that. Looking for maybe about a half stone to roll underneath their guard.
Yep. Hard. Whoa, yep. Whoa.
Just coming up a little bit on Carly, getting it on the nose, does make the back red go, leave the yellow in front for a guard, but also leaves a red in play. And that's going to be open, accessible for later, but Laurie now the opportunity to come sit buried top 4 without hammer. One sweeper here. This is Grace Lloyd. Always a little bit more challenging with the one sweeper. You're not going to be able to switch from straight to curl style sweeping as quickly. You're going to get tired a little bit quicker. But this one doesn't need a brush, doesn't need a lick. Very nice pure throw from Laurie Eddy. Right to the side of the button, maybe about 2 or 3 inches deeper than she would have liked, but pretty much fully buried. Hard to chase. Christina considering a run back here.
Can you tell?
Just signaling for that sort of control weight again. Asking for control to hopefully, when they make contact on the red, stick the shooter right there buried.
Yep. Hard. Shooter. Good, nice.
So just a bit of an over curl, but still makes contact with the back red.
I definitely didn't get the right time.
Talking about those hog-to-hogs, trying to communicate, make adjustments. With that yellow spilling open, there is still a center guard. You could go around it if you're Isabelle to sit the 2. However, maybe just a touch more conservative play here to ask Grace to nose hit the Yellowstone and sit 2 that way instead. Here it is, Laurie, broom down. Maybe you heard them say it's a bit fresh. Just want to make sure it doesn't jump on them. A little bit low. That's really lovely.
Good shot.
It gets the roll pretty much even. Christina could try to sort of hit nose and sort of try to set up a double, or the indication in here is the straight draw in behind their own center.
8-7, really good. Okay. I had 20. Line's good. A lot of room. Whoa line. That's how soft.
14 on that hog-to-hog time. It is floating out there.
Okay, good.
Settles in back button. So mostly buried, might have an inch or two of it to chase. But back button means there is space to freeze on there and be shot stone. So probably 2 feet deeper than Marley would have really liked to be at the end of this shot.
14-5-ish.
These precision shots, these touch draws, really tough. Again, one sweeper. You might see Grace pop up and help on some of the, sometimes. But also sometimes takes your focus away from throwing good if you think you're popping up. This is starting to come down, starting to curl really nice. Oh, wow. It looked like it was floating out there just a hair. But came back really nice. Didn't quite get enough of the button to be shot stone, but that's still a very, very nice red stone to use potentially later.
Freeze, I think. Just freeze. Top 4, top 8.
Okay. Yeah, 10, 15, yeah.
So this here, Jill Brothers being asked to corner, freeze, maybe on the low side of this red stone.
Line's good.
To kind of get some staggered yellows, give them some options to set up their multiple score.
Hard. Hard.
Head down for Carly.
Hard. 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 Get it over here. Yep.
And
use
maybe
it.
just a touch light and a touch of an over curl, but still usable for Team Black in a good location, just poking out the side of that top center guard, or that center guard, I should say. And so Isabelle needs a good one. Grace needs to make a good one here. Freeze their own, maybe just a 2-inch tap on their own to get shot. Lots of stones in play. There's going to be some angles on that top yellow, so you want to start to count up some red stones in the forefoot.
Weight's good.
So this just floated out there on Grace. Just that 2-3 feet heavy, maybe a bit of extra ice, and it slides straight to the back of the 8-foot. So not only is that a catcher potentially for some of these yellow stones, but doesn't help out count either
I
yellow.
think it will curl pretty good. If you hit that guard, it's okay. I think you have to throw like hack.
So this is an interesting shot. There is a nice angle, yellow-red, for Jill to punch the red straight through and sit a multiple. Not a ton of that yellow available. And you heard Christina say the audible is to miss and hit the guard, get it out of the way, and that's what's going to happen here.
That's fine, Jill. That's fine.
Spills the yellows. One.
Okay, maybe that's what happened.
One will stick into the rings. One will just be outside. And so that's okay, Christina's saying, probably because it allows them access to that red that makes this shot easier on Christina's. And so Isabelle, I didn't see if this was for the freeze tap again or if this was for potentially a guard. A guard, you can't guard both sides is the problem. And if you're throwing the guard, you're probably wanting to be directly in front of the yellow top forefoot.
I
If you
feel
make
like
the
this-
tap, there could
close
be
to
some sort of
50.
double or a
Yeah,
jam to
I
leave
thought
some
she had
yellows
less
in
on her
play.
second or
So
that one.
very precise shot
Yeah.
here. All those red catchers make this
Yeah,
a little
so
bit
like maybe
dangerous for
almost
Isabelle here in end number
15.
2.
14-8. Yeah. Right. Okay. Okay, you got it.
Good discussion there between Lori and Isabelle, just kind of trying to lock in the weight, lock in the line. Really good to have everybody on the same page.
Wait close. Weight's good.
Lori trying to keep this straight. Oh, and this is a pistol.
Shot.
Really nice. Now,
14,
is
6.
there a
Okay.
nose double? Yeah, you're seeing Christina call for it. That little extra weight,
Yeah,
unlocking
it
the
really
red
can.
yellow, giving an
Yeah.
opportunity. It might double jam, but that might not matter.
Guarding's
really tough for her.
Double jam on
right
the reds,
there
I should
with
say. I should
normal.
clarify.
And yeah, you can afford a hair high, but nose is perfect. 9-5, 9-5, 9-5.
And this could potentially leave Christina sitting 3 after this shot. No guards, so Isabelle should be able to throw some weight at whatever situation is
9-5.
left.
No,
And,
high's okay.
but there's a lot of red catchers, so nothing automatic about the next few shots here.
All right, got it.
Here we go, Christina with her first in end number 2.
Let me know. I can't hear anything. Curl. Curl.
Asking Marley to curl this over. A little bit high,
Keep going, Joe. Keep going. Okay. Good
a
shot.
little bit wide on that, floated on them. And so we do keep the yellow shooter in the rings, but kind of stuffed the top red into the back red. Does jam the back red on a catcher. And so Isabelle
Looks like too
sitting
much ice, and I
at
should
least
have backed
second,
a little less.
maybe third. Looks like, oh man, that yellow at about 12 o'clock and the red at 4 o'clock, just on the 4 stone. Really close. Hard to tell from the overhead here who might be third shot. And so I think the call is for another freeze.
I'd say like
You can afford to move
max
this.
size
You don't need to
because
play
I
this
carved that other
super
one in.
cute. You'd hate to be top 12.
Yeah.
Really, a freeze is great. A great result here for Isabelle. So, brooms down here. Last stone for Isabelle Ladouceur. Looking for a freeze on the back 4-foot yellow stone to put some pressure on Christina here.
We're there. Twist.
Trying to get this every inch, looking really good.
Shot.
Does freeze. Now, it is a hair on the low side. It's probably locked on enough
see anything.
that
No, the only thing I see
Christina
All
can't
right,
do a
that.
ton with it. They're looking at this in off their own. I don't know with the back
I'd get
red if
two,
that even
right?
gets
Maybe.
2.
Maybe if you don't disturb this one and it.
Oh, but it jams there. I'm not getting 2 anyway. So might as well just do that.
There you go. So, yeah, there is a jam there. The angles,
Right
all those
there.
catchers coming into play. And so the call is for a draw to the pin to get
Draw to the
the
button.
1 and stave off a steal here.
Yeah.
So here we go. Christina Black looking for the button. Carly Everest, Marley Powers on the brush. Jill Brothers in the house calling line. Carly keeping this moving. Looking really close here. Just making sure. Very nice. Very good team shot. Good communication there all the way around. And that'll be a single for Christina Black. 2-1, Ladouceur after 2 ends of play.
Yeah, well, if I was light, then you would have had to pound it for line.
We started Neon Train to help get small and medium-sized organizations online to transform their learning and make their programs more effective. Our team of learning experts will work with you to understand your budget, project scope, and learning goals. It's so rewarding when our clients say to us, I now have more time to focus on my business. I now have more time to put into my learners. I now have more time to spend with my family. Reach out today and start your organization's learning transformation.
Hello and welcome back. End number 3 here at the Halifax Curling Club. 1824 Stu Sells Classic. We have a barn burner of a game after 2 ends between Team Christina Black, who was just forced to a single, and Team Isabelle Ladouceur, who's got a deuce in end number 1. So Carly Everest will be leading us off. My name is Alan Ehrenholtz, and I'm fortunate enough to be joined in the booth now by Dan Baldwin, who is the current Executive Director of the Nova Scotia Curling Association. Dan, welcome.
Thanks a lot for having me. This is an exciting tournament, and see a lot of hard work going in by the volunteers to make it happen.
Awesome, Dan. We appreciate you being here at the event, showing your support for the event, but also for stepping into the role. I understand you're pretty new to this position.
Yeah, I am. I came on board about 7 weeks ago. I'm a casual curler myself, but I'm very ecstatic to be involved with sport in general. And to be honest, it's probably been the funnest 8 weeks I've had in a long time.
There we go. Well, you know what? I love to hear that. And I'm just reading here as I pulled your information up. Some of your priorities are going to include increasing youth engagement, expanding community outreach, and using upcoming events, which I think I can maybe read through that and know which events you might be returning to increase visibility and participation in the sport. So Dan, do you want to expand on any of that here?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important for any sport organization to try to grow your player base.
Yep.
Curling has a unique opportunity, I think, because it's one of the more affordable sports. People don't realize compared to a hockey season.
Yes.
The difference between curling and other sports. I also think we have a great opportunity. We're going to be hosting 3 Olympic qualifying events here in Nova Scotia. So
absolutely.
All roads to the Olympics will go through Nova Scotia. So it's really an exciting time for us and an opportunity to get exposure for the game.
Absolutely. So those 3 events starting in December and January, just over 8 weeks away, the mixed doubles curling trials in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. Hopefully, we might see Marley there. Marley, a very accomplished mixed doubles curler with her partner Luke Saunders, who's also here playing this weekend. And I'm sure a number of other Nova Scotians are going to be trying to get into that event, which is very exciting. As well, the pre-trials, Wolfville in October 2025, and then the big one, the Olympic curling trials.
Right here in Halifax.
That's how you know you've been in Nova Scotia for a while. I coming in from BC, still refer to it as the Scotia Centre, and it dates that I've only been here a few years. So, no, the tickets are out.
Yeah, tickets are on sale for all events, I believe. You can check out links through the Curling Canada website. They give you links to where you can pick up your tickets and your packages.
Amazing. So just back onto the sheet here, Laurie's first did just tick the front guard. It did not move it off the center line, so nothing had to be removed from play, I don't think. Then we had a couple of hits and exchanges of stones, and that was a lovely little hit and roll, kind of getting maybe 2/3 buried for Laurie Eddy there.
looks like they're calling for a little tap here.
Yeah, some sort of freeze tap. Trying to set up the steal or the force here down without hammer.
Yeah, I suspect they're going to be aggressive here after only getting 1 and giving up 2 on the first end. So
they're going to have to be, aren't they? They're going to have to be and try to get back after being forced. Yeah. So fortunate, Dan. We have the mics. We have 4 mics on the sheet, front end and skips, so we get to hear a lot of that insight, hear what they're thinking, hear what they're communicating, how they're communicating. I think really cool for maybe your average curler to get that insight at this level of the game. Obviously, we're used to it on TSN, but really fortunate to have that here at the Stu Cells.
Yeah, there's a lot of high-skilled teams in this event.
Last one was top
and I think
4?
Team Black here is on what we would call a heater.
Yeah.
Yes.
They've had a lot of success since I've come on board with the association. Full disclosure, I do work with Jill Brothers, who is the technical director at the Nova Scotia Curling Association. So I've got an insight on how they've been doing recently.
Mine's good.
Yeah, Jill has been in that role for a little while now, helping out some of those high-performance teams, looking after, I guess, can maybe elaborate on what Jill's role is with the organization.
Yeah, she looks after coaching, ice tech, junior curl, females in curling. She executes different programs, like Learn to Curls, as well as programs for coaches to achieve their certificates and such like that.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's a really important role for the organization because it really helps us formalize what we're doing. So we're getting certified coaches out, we're getting high performance players trained. So it's a really important role.
Absolutely. I've always looked to take a coaching course and start to get my certification. I've been involved with the Learn to Curl here at Halifax for a number of years, but it always is on a bonspiel. I've never made the dates work, unfortunately, but one day I'll get out to there one day and I'll join your certified coaching ranks. I promise.
Sounds good.
6, 7. Oh.
So let's see where we're going with this shot.
Yep.
Well,
I always quite enjoy hearing the different languages the team use. Carly there saying this is cruising to indicate to Christina might have been a bit heavier than they were anticipating. Everyone's got their own language out there.
Yeah.
Always entertaining.
I think it's very important to the success of a team to have that team communication, no matter how they forge it. I think it's probably one of the most important things a curling team can have is solid communication and 100%. A good rapport with each other. And you can tell teams when you're watching games that may not have that. You can see it in their faces and their body language. But this game here, it seems like we've got 2 teams that have been curling together for a while and seem to have the communication down.
So that did, Carly was saying, let's not set something up. Unfortunately, they did, and Grace Lloyd steps up, and I think they were calling for nose, keep their shooter around, but making the double, still a good result there.
Yeah. Looks like we'll have the freeze call here.
Yeah.
Come down to the button, try to lock it in and get our 1. That's what they'll be doing.
Yeah. So I have just been informed here. I've been able to pull it up. We were here for the first 2 ends. The stream joined us. So we're excited. We got 100 folks on the stream with us, listening along. Let us know where you're calling in from or watching from. Let us know. Engage with us. I'm here to have some banter. So please let us know where you're watching the Halifax Stu Cells Classic from.
She's just not like,
Not what they were looking for there, but
no.
Another center guard without last rock, I guess, can be okay.
Yeah.
Might be usable.
That stagger's gonna come back to hurt them potentially, and an opportunity to sit 3 with. If you're Isabelle Ladouceur.
I think
seeing Christina there
you
just
don't want to be a guard, but like
indicating
top
maybe
eight
not Jill being as positive on the release as Christina's used to seeing there. And when you have this much curl on the ice, you really do need that positive delivery.
Shout out to Adam, who has done another fantastic job with the ice here at the Halifax Curling Club. Heard a lot of positive feedback from players and coaches alike from the first day or two. So.
Amazing. That's what we like to hear. We appreciate all the effort Adam puts in. It's a monumental task for him and the whole ice team to put this event together.
Casual curlers may not realize the effort it takes to actually prepare a rink for a competition like this. He's probably, showing up at the rink by 5 or 6 in the morning just to ensure the curlers have the proper ice, and it's just a overall display of his commitment to his role as an ice maker, which is awesome. We have lots of ice makers throughout the province that are doing great jobs for the curlers, because there'll be no great games if there's no great ice. So
absolutely,
it's very important.
And I suppose as we look at Jill maybe coming to town to look at these angles with Christina, the events coming up, opportunity for curlers, opportunity to grow the game, and outreach for non-curlers, maybe an opportunity for the ice makers to get an exposure to that style of event as well. Dan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a totally different experience when you're transforming an arena like Rogers Center / Metro Center into a curling event.
Yeah.
So it is a learning opportunity, and there'll be experts coming in with Curling Canada that will help us with that.
Amazing.
Surely taking their time here, deciding on this next shot. This is a very my shot's the most important, but this could be the shot of the end here.
Yeah.
That's going to determine the path of this game.
So no timers here. So there's lots of opportunity to discuss angles, to discuss strategy. No rush. The only rush being the aforementioned ice makers, maybe wanting a little more time in between games to do their magic. But no rush yet, Adam. Adam's looking very calm over there on the right.
He is. I know, inside scoop, I know he hopes for ice 4 is where he comes out when he comes out to do the ice. So he says, as long as ice 4 is on schedule, he's happy because he can get out and not, because of course he feels the pressure of not falling behind schedule because he wants to keep the curlers on schedule, because that makes for a great bonspiel.
So Dan, one option here might have been that freeze that they tried on Jill's first trick here, but I think Christina and Jill deciding on a peel here might catch some red on the way by. We'll have to see.
Here we go. It's close.
Oh,
wow.
Very nice.
Okay. Not a great position, but like just shared, that is a lot better.
Yeah, Carly confirming a lot better for them. Leaving a stagger out front, and the yellow still third shot. So Grace can still come in here to the top 4 foot. Dan, I think, and sit 3.
What's that?
But definitely better.
Yeah.
No, I like the same.
Grace just threw this. You'd think she's going to be pretty close here.
Yeah. Here it comes. You can feel the tension.
There you go. Relatively, it can get loud in the Halifax Curling Club ice shed, but this morning maybe folks a little bit asleep. We're not hearing some big screams. Maybe everyone's just making all their shots. Didn't need any big calls.
Yeah, this one looks like it might have a little too much weight. No.
Okay. Okay.
Gives options, I think, to Team
Yeah.
Black.
That one just
I
held.
agree.
That
Don't
one
know.
held better out there.
Didn't get fully buried, which is probably what they were looking for. At least a half bury.
Yeah, I think I heard them talking that perhaps it got stuck out on the edge of the ice there and didn't quite curl back as they thought.
Right.
It's always tough when you're in the first couple ends figuring out the run paths in the ice.
I think with Peel in this spot, it should run pretty straight.
You should ask her about it. Oh, it looks like never mind.
Interesting hearing the two separate conversations.
Yeah.
Christina and Jill diagnosing what they want to do. The front end being like, we should play this, and then realizing, oh, we're playing it. Nice.
Yeah.
Peel.
So it looks like Christina's going to be throwing a peel here. With hopes of getting some action off the shooter, maybe.
Yeah.
I hear them saying there's only a double, so there's no.
No angle for the triple, but can keep your shooter in front of the red. Could almost be just as good.
Whoa!
Little thin.
Sit.
Ooh. Nearly a perfect shot.
Very, very well thrown. Maybe just a touch thinner than they anticipated, and the yellow spills into the 12-foot to sit. Second and third. So I think the call here, Dan, just straight draw.
Okay.
Yeah. Split the house.
Yeah, I
And
like it.
try to cruise to their 2. Isabelle and her team have been curling exceptionally well, and it's showing potentially in the scoreboard
nice
this
down
end.
here. I think we're good. Like,
Yeah, did give an out. We're setting up for the big end, the crooked number, but did give an out there. Christina taking advantage. Still a 2 on the table here.
Yeah.
okay.
She's saying it's heavy out of her hand.
It's close.
Now it's close.
Yeah.
Might grind in a
it's
bit there
trying.
on the outside. Does
We're
look a
little,
bit.
We're a little
Click
on
back
its own.
4 maybe. A little further maybe.
I don't know what to do with it.
Lori, that's very relatable. Generally,
Okay.
when I curl, I don't know what to do with it either.
Yeah.
So, happens to the best of us, settling into the back 4-foot, opening up a draw to, well, there you go, seeing the symbol from Christina to draw there.
What do you think? They
Right
will
there?
just leave this top 4?
I think you
Just
just
a
want to
shot?
be full 4-foot here. Yeah, Dan, I agree.
It's funny how fast an end can change with a miss, just a slightly
They're
missed
back
shot.
Yeah.
I think we have
And
to
now
freeze on
a
them.
chance for 3 is going to be turning into try to keep it from being a steal of 1.
Yeah.
Gave us on your last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't want to be, I mean, freezing the red is okay. Probably gives Isabelle an
will
opportunity to
finish
draw
really
herself and still score the 1. So something above the tee line puts a lot of pressure.
Yep. Yep. Hard. Back 4. Back 4. Hard.
Really close, I think. Really close.
Line's good. Back 4.
Hearing
Hard.
Bringing it in now.
Hard. 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 Ah, shoot. Just needed more weight.
not getting quite fully buried there.
They're looking for 6 more inches, I think, on that stone.
Yeah, you heard Christina maybe realizing out of her hand it was a little wide and that they had to get to the backing to make this really good. Now, you do have a yellow-red angle here, so this isn't a gimme by any means, and it is pretty buried, actually, by this look, to make this challenging. Broom down
How
here.
much separation?
Which sort of control weight.
Oh, yeah, yeah. How much
Uh,
separation is there? Okay. No?
There is, and this is
Okay,
for the
good
fans,
tips, yeah.
a triple 4-3, in off triple. I don't think you actually need to make it ever because it's not necessary, but you could.
Be an aggressive
It'd be
shot.
fun.
Be an aggressive shot.
And it'd be again, it goes in the category of for the commentators and for the stream, just because it's cool. But Isabelle not indulging us right now, and instead playing maybe a hack or a board weight tap.
Probably the most important shot of the game to
Weight's
this
good.
point.
Yeah, difference between being tied or being up 3.
Looks like they like the line.
Got a curl.
Hard, 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 hard. Keep going,
Oh,
keep going.
look at this. Very
Lovely
nice.
shot.
Just getting enough of that yellow to push it into the 12-foot, and that will be a score of another 2 for Isabelle Ladouceur. They will go up 4-1 after 3 ends of play. Team Black will have a hammer in end number 4.
Yeah.
Hey, curling fans, I'm standing here in front of Sheet Stew here at the High Park Club, and I just want to let you know that I'm so excited to sponsor the sport of curling, to help curling out. So you can go to stewcurls.com, see all my events, see the Stew Sell series, but you know what? I also sell real estate as well. So you need to buy a house, list a house, condo, rental, business. Look, give me Stu a call.
We are open. Okay. Hello, and welcome back to the 1824 Stew Sells Classic here in Halifax, Nova Scotia at HCC. This is Alan Ehrenholtz alongside Dan Baldwin, Executive Director of the Nova Scotia Curling Association. And we have ourselves quite a good game here between Team Ladouceur and Team Black. Dan up 4-1 after that very nice pick.
Very nice shot for 2, yeah. That end went up and down. It looked like they had a chance for 3 or 4. Then Team Black looked like they could bury one and potentially steal one, and then we ended up with a brilliant shot, a hack weight, little takeout for 2, control weight.
So here in end number 4, it'll be Team Black with hammer looking to set up their multiple score, get themselves back in the game here. No panic yet. It's early still. A 2 here or a 3, really, it's okay. You're just looking to get back in the game.
Yeah. The Team Black will definitely want to try to get there to this end.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm seeing about 95. We've been settling in around 100 folks. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in here on Friday morning, day 3 of the event. We are here till Sunday. Admission is free. Come join us at the club or continue to listen on the stream, because on the stream you have the opportunity to play some fun trivia with us. And so the trivia question today, and Dan, this is for you too. In what year did Lori Eddy, currently throwing for Team Ladouceur, finish 2nd in the Scotties Tournament of Hearts? That is your trivia question. Don't look at my phone screen. And bonus points if you can tell me the year that she finished 2nd in the Canadian Olympic Curling Trials. There's your connection to the Halifax Curling Trials next year.
Yeah, well, I'm on the spot here now.
So take some time. We'll let the folks at
home.
Get
some hints from the folks at home.
Yeah, I'll see if anyone listening can help us out here. We might look around the lounge for some help as well. There's a lot of curling knowledge around the rink here, and we'll see if anyone wants to chime in and contribute to the trivia there.
I don't want to give the answer out too early.
No, we'll let it go for about the rest of the end or something like that. So, the aforementioned Lori Eddy throwing the center guard. To my eye, just off the center. Tickable if they so chose, but Christina looking to just go and draw around the corner.
The leads and seconds. As a lead, don't get a lot of fame and credit, but people don't realize how important these first 2, 3, 4 shots of an end are. They really dictate how the end's going to unfold.
100%.
Yep. Hard, Jill. Hard, Jill. Just Jill. Just curl. Good. So is someone going to take your raw? Okay.
So how many nights a week do you curl?
Great question. I am currently full-time on 2 nights a week, and then I sub a couple other nights here at the Halifax Curling Club. What about yourself, Dan?
I curl Tuesday nights out of Halifax Curling Club, and Thursday nights I joined a team at Mayflower. So
okay.
On Thursdays I curl out of Mayflower, and I think it's going to be fun since it's the last season at the current club. And when I first started curling in high school, that was the club that I curled out of.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, I got into curling in high school. I had a really good friend who wanted a curling team, and there was only 3 curlers in our high school.
There we go.
And I was signed up to be the 4th, so that was my introduction to curling when I was
amazed how many
17.
stories start like that in our game. Where it's like, hey, we need somebody.
Yeah.
Whether it was for a full season or just a sub of the game, we need somebody.
And here we are now, almost 25 years later, and
You're the
I'm
executive director
I
of the Nova Scotia
Yeah,
Curling Association.
it was meant to be, I guess. It was meant to be.
Well, Dan, you did just mention there that in the Mayflower, obviously, very exciting new facility there. So, in addition to a number of events in the next 16 months or year or so, also new facility opening up. So it's got to be exciting for the game here as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think with a new facility brings new opportunities, especially around accessibility.
Yeah.
So one of the, a lot of the clubs in Nova Scotia are 80, 90, 100 years old.
Yep.
With not a lot of consideration.
Sorry, Marley.
With not a lot of consideration given to accessibility.
Yeah.
So I know to get a new club with full accessibility for curlers of all creeds is fantastic, and an opportunity for the province to host and grow different components of the game.
Because they could make a hit and roll.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you look at some of those older facilities, you're not thinking about at the time when they were built, how are you getting folks in, how are you wheelchair curling, stick curling, these different aspects. So very exciting, I suppose, to be able to start to expand those aspects of the game as well.
And I have a personal connection that makes me, I have a vested interest in wheelchair curling and the growth of the sport, and I think if we're looking to grow curling as a whole, it has to include all the curlers, stick curlers, wheelchair curlers, and the able-bodied curlers, the young curlers, senior curlers, everybody. And I think having a new accessible rink within HRM will give opportunities for those groups that have been less served.
Amazing.
Well, let's catch up on the curling
here.
Yeah,
I guess there's been things happening as you and I have been chatting here. So out on the sheet, I think this was meant to come into the house, but that's 2 in a row that have been a little light. And given the opportunity for Marley to peel or run back, Christina does have a stone buried behind a corner guard and is looking to make a play on the Ladouceur stone in the top of the button.
Whoa! Whoa!
She might have thrown this one a bit out.
Okay.
And that'll be straight peel.
Straight peel.
So opportunity here for Ladouceur to
That ran really straight.
make that
her
throw
first
better.
One, when she let it go, I thought we were already over curling. Yeah, and it backed up when we swept.
You hear a really interesting discussion there.
Yeah.
Between the skip and the mate.
Well, I think Christina and the whole team have been struggling just a bit to pick up certain areas of the ice. There's been some talk about their releases. They're hearing that, she thought Marley threw it really well on her first. It just backed up.
Similar.
Didn't curl the way she thought it would. So it's very important, I think, Dan, I'm sure you can attest to this as well, to have those conversations, to continue to understand and diagnose and make changes throughout a game.
With anything in life, I suggest that good communication will lead to good things. So, as we talked about earlier in the broadcast, these teams seem to be really gelled and to be a true team. You can tell by the body language and the conversations that they're having that they believe in each other, which is important.
So, I think Christina has been shying away from sort of the red double peel because it could jam on their own yellow.
I believe
you could try to play it really thin across the face and maybe get the triple. Not really enough space maybe to take that on, so straight run back here.
Yeah, I would see more of a conservative shot trying to set up the two. They're really going to need two this end.
Oh no! Well, okay. The dead jam, but the dead jam stays buried.
Yeah.
So maybe a moment of panic there for Christina, but just fine.
I think so. Yeah.
Looks like we'll probably see another center guard here.
Yeah, just replace.
A little higher. Take away the.
Isabelle has the luxury of keeping it simple. Up a few points here, Dan. I think she, might be tempted to come top 8 foot, sit behind your own guard or two in the ring, sit two, but early enough in the end that maybe just one more guard or two more guards.
Oh, you might have predicted it. They're second guessing the call now, thinking of coming in behind.
I
But I think they'll err on the side of caution, as we talked about, and just put that center guard up there. Don't leave any room or opportunity to get that rock off the butt.
Yeah.
Is that a hair less ice? I know, that's what I was wondering.
Good conversation here again. Just what turn are we throwing? They've been throwing this side of the sheet,
Like a touch, yeah.
so maybe feeling a little bit more confident in this side of the sheet. And then where's the ice? You know, they've thrown this guard a couple times. It stayed on the right-hand side of center as we look at it. So just wanted to make sure, you know, big shot. You want to get these guards placed perfectly if you can, Dan.
Yeah. Looks good out of her hand. They're calling it 2. Just hard to determine what weight may that be as teams use their own systems.
2.5.
First popularized by Randy Furby in the early 2000s to start using numbers to communicate weight. That maybe not curling, maybe a little heavier than they anticipated, but still I think with that tap does enough.
They'll be looking to clear the center line here.
With Grace coming in a little bit heavy, that does give Jill Brothers the opportunity to make this double peel maybe a little easier than the last couple have been, because it doesn't have the risk of jamming.
Looks like it's online. They're calling for some sweep.
Really nice throw.
It's exactly the result they're looking for.
Yeah,
And
so
a timely shot.
you could throw a single guard here, or chase the yellow from the, you got to remember, Isabelle, left-handed thrower, has the added benefit of being in the other hack. Can probably see a good amount of the stone from her hack.
Your intern, and I saw Marley go
We're
so
being joined on the stream by Jacqueline McDonald from Sydney, Nova Scotia, cheering on Team Christina Black. So, thank you, Jacqueline, for tuning in and engaging. And if you have a guess to the trivia question, I'll repeat it one more time here. We'll maybe give the answer out at the beginning of the next end. In what years did Lori Eddy come second at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts or the Canadian Olympic Curling Trials? So if you have an answer, let us know in the stream. We'd love to hear from you.
I think they elected to go with the corner.
Maybe.
I think the weight was a little bit more than what was called for there.
I think we heard Grace say there 10-5. So almost a control weight. And for those sort of chases, normally you see sort of more of a hack to board being played.
Well, it's the opportunity that Team Black are looking for here. It's more likely now they can get their 2 with that missed shot.
It's the cat and mouse game of curling at this level, right? I mean, Christina kept it simple. Just peeled, and waited for Isabelle to make a mistake, and then got their mistake here.
I find this level of curling so fun to watch because as a casual curler, you rely on misses, and you get them regularly on a Tuesday night or a Thursday night.
Sure.
League.
Yes.
But to see a miss at this level, very rare. Very rare.
But you also realize they still depend on them too.
Yeah.
They still depend on them, just like we do. It's just less frequent.
Yeah. This looks like the shot they wanted. Right on the nose. Perfect.
Yeah, really nice.
Not leaving much of a double. Nothing there.
So you don't have to be overly cute here, I don't think.
No,
I mean,
trade.
if you're Isabelle, give up 2, right? You know, that's okay. Sure, you can want to maybe get a really nice roll, try to put some pressure on, but
Carly always
I think you
thinks
can
when
keep
I throw
this
9-8
pretty
that I'm
simple.
light, because I can throw that one just like very smooth. It looks effortless.
This should just be a standard takeout now.
You'd think so.
I also love 10.5.
For
That's
Isabelle.
a great speed to throw, but to throw a perfect 10, wow, that was loud.
The mics are live, folks, and it does get loud. Dan, I'm even sure you notice on a Tuesday when you get 32 people out there, it is loud at the Halifax Curling Club.
They really would want us.
Yeah.
Not the worst mistake, but makes them an easy draw now.
Would have liked, I think, agree with you, Dan. Stick around, make Christina hit and stay.
Yeah, more chance. So now we just need the house, and at this level, this is as guaranteed as it can get.
Yeah. And just a heads up, folks, we can hear them. They can't hear us. No commentators curse here. No jinxes. Christina just looking for some blue paint to score her 2.
Team Ladouceur should be happy. You know, you don't always want to give up a 2, but when you're up 3, give up 2, come back with the hammer. You know, they have the potential of really breaking the game open next end.
Yeah, and
2 or 3.
That's the benefit of getting their force, right? They don't need to force every end.
Yeah.
They just need to force the once and keep getting their 2, and they should be okay in the second half of this game.
Here comes the draw now. So they're going to sweep it right to the button.
Yeah, no panic from Marley or Carly there, and that'll settle into the top 8 right on the Halifax Curling Club logo, or the name there, to score their 2. So that'll be a score of 4-3 for Team Ladouceur over Team Christina Black after 4 ends of play.
We started Neon Train to help get small and medium-sized organizations online to transform their learning and make their programs more effective. Our team of learning experts will work with you to understand your budget, project scope, and learning goals. It's so rewarding when our clients say to us, I now have more time to focus on my business. I now have more time to put into my learners. I now have more time to spend with my family. Reach out today and start your organization's learning transformation.
Hello and welcome back here to the Halifax Curling Club, entering end 5, the second half of this game between Ladouceur and Black. Have a great game brewing. It is 4-3 Ladouceur. They will have the hammer. They got their force in end number 2 and are now looking to convert with hammer and take a commanding lead into the second half of this game. And number 5 will be started off by Carly Everest, Marley Powers on the brush, Jill taking a quick bio break potentially, and Christina Black in the house.
With this, over the last couple of years, sweeping has significantly changed. I'm still trying to adapt to it on the Tuesday and Thursday night, but now we see teams going with one sweeper.
Yep.
And the other sweeper in control of the curl, one on distance. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, tell all my learn to curlers, sweeping is black magic. No one understands it, and you just guess.
That explains my approach to it.
Yeah, no, you pretty much just hope that you do it right. No, it's been very interesting to see how it's developed. Different teams trying different things. You're seeing, I guess, more full-time curlers, professional curlers. When you're throwing that many rocks, you have opportunities to try things, to experiment. How are we brushing to get the most impact? And I guess I joke that it's black magic because I don't know if there's a whole ton of science yet. Some of it's coming, some of it's out of Dalhousie even, to kind of help us understand how the sweeping works. But a lot of it is just, well, that worked pretty good. Let's do that again.
I thought it looked like
you hear things like the first sweeper, the closer sweeper does 80%. So maybe that's why we're seeing more one sweeper techniques. We're seeing this knife where instead of having the broom on the wide side, you're having it on the narrow side to try to get more deeper scratches in the ice, to try to promote curl. So all sorts of different things that teams are doing now. And we're a game of mimicking. Once one person does it and it works, everybody starts doing it. Ooh.
That was a miss there, a little flash.
Yeah, Carly, a little bit of frustration there. Broom tap A polite broom tap. Appropriate, I think. You know, it's a game. No one's happy when you get a miss like
That's
that.
it.
So polite.
Curling
broom
is
tap.
definitely a unique sport with regards to sportsmanship on the ice.
thinking, like,
It's rare to
15
see
here, eh?
extreme emotions from the athletes,
T-line's
especially
good.
negative ones, which makes the sport quite unique, I find.
Yeah.
But there are times where the brooms just have to hit the ice.
You
Period.
do want to let out a little bit of frustration from time to time. My team jokes on Sundays and Mondays that I never look happy after my shots. Even if I've made it, I kind of have a furrowed brow because I don't feel good about it. It wasn't exactly perfect.
Strzok's taking a nice time to go over some of our sponsors here.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Steel Subaru for being a presenting sponsor, as well as Neon Train, who's sponsoring the women's.
7th annual men's event, 4th annual women's event. Really great to have both
much was that?
involved in our both competitions now again for the 4th consecutive year. Has really added another dimension, I think, to the
Absolutely.
event.
Yeah, I mean, sponsorships are just so key to all the bonspiels that we house and just the operations of curling in the province in general. So it's to me, it's always happy, and I'm always happy to bring up and mention sponsors as much as possible, because sometimes people don't realize how integral they are to the overall success of the
Absolutely,
sport.
and I mean it's really cool. You get to hear representatives from these companies, including our partner sponsors, the Curling Store, Crombie Reet, Scotia Square, the Murphy Hospitality Group, PEI Brewing Company. They come down, and you can see how much they love the game, and they have an opportunity through their professional means to contribute, and we thank them for that. And our supporting sponsors include Stanhope Simpson Insurance and the Stu Sells Realty Company. So thank you to all our sponsors, and thank you to all of our participants, of course, for putting out a great event, but all of our volunteers. Gabby here behind the glass producing the show for you all. We really appreciate your hard work, Gabby, all weekend, but as well to the viewers and to the people that are going to come watch. Because I know there's not many better feelings. You get those negative emotions, the broom slap. But there's not much of a better feeling than really making a pistol and having the glass get banged upstairs at the bar. So you know what? If you're available, come down and join it. I know the curlers appreciate the live atmosphere, and generally they come up for a drink, and we'll interact with you. We'll hang out a bit. So.
Yeah, and I find this tournament is almost like the official kickoff to the curling season. It's sort of like, it's the first, not the first bonspiel, but it's one of the first ones that get everyone excited and amped up for the sport.
Absolutely.
You can tell by the quality of the teams in this year's event.
Marley looks like she has a good one here.
Oh, nice shot.
Got to the nose, maybe just a millimeter low, and is now probably maybe about half buried behind their guard.
As we were talking about earlier, those first and second shots at the end are really important, and you can see here Team Black getting sort of behind it with that miss that they had. In a constant battle for the stone on the center line.
Mm-hmm. And so at some point, this is going to be a very tricky shot. Grace might roll over to where that other red is and give Christina a double to get out of the end. Lori trying to get this curling with the knife technique. Catches it a little thin. And will group the red stones. So there you go. Christina or Jill now, opportunity, Dan, to make a double.
Yeah. I think that was probably worst case scenario there for Isabelle.
Yeah. Interesting, though, double, as I was saying, gives Ladouceur the blank.
Yeah.
Probably don't want to say anything's automatic, but a relatively straightforward blank.
Yeah.
So
I think
Christina,
especially with the way that Isabelle and Grace and Jill have all been throwing rocks, it's probably a good chance. That's where we're heading.
So instead, Christina's asking for a little hit and roll in front of the red. Don't have to make the second red go just yet. Looking for the hit and roll on top.
Nice.
And this makes the blank slight. Oh, and just comes up to the nose. They blast it just at the end. I was going to say there, just to finish my thought, that it would have made the blank a lot harder when you're frozen like that.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a miss there from Jill Brothers.
So I'm guessing they're gonna hit this yellow and try to roll towards the center.
Try to get a little bit of separation, you think?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they can actually hit it and roll towards the center without racking.
10, a little
Not a
left.
ton of space there. Maybe 3/4 low. This is out there. Whoa.
Sorry. Why did I hear curl? It picked?
Just hearing Lori, Lori, Grace, and Isabelle talking about maybe that stone picking a bit. It did look like it jumped and went real sideways.
Oh, we're doing a draw? Sorry. Yeah, I found the 10:05. Yeah, 10's good, yeah.
So that's the opening probably Team Black needed.
Yeah.
To get make this end a little tricky.
Wait straight.
Each team now sharing a miss.
Yes, exactly. So Jill looking to sink this in behind the guard as best she can without setting up any sort of double.
So she has lots of room here. Hopefully she's not heavy.
Yep. Okay, aside.
A little deeper than she wanted. It's still a usable rock.
Yeah, it gives an opportunity to freeze back here for Grace and sit shot stone.
14-5-ish here.
You know, it was kind of Lori that had maybe identified that stone picked, and the trivia question there was, in what year did Lori Eddy come second at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts? So Dan, do you have your guess?
I do.
Okay, and what is it?
2019.
Close.
2019. Okay, that's your one guess. Do we have any other guesses across the lounge here? Not seeing any. So, Dan, unfortunately, you're incorrect. Lori Eddy came second at the 1997 Scotties Tournament of Hearts in my hometown, Vancouver, British Columbia.
Oh, so you were cheating.
You
were there.
I was a wee tyke at the time of that. Wasn't curling much at the time, but that's your trivia question as well. Lori came second at the Canadian Olympic Curling Trials in 2013 in Winnipeg.
Blast a triple or something.
We could, bump it.
Yeah, and stay on the, stay there.
It's a very successful curling career for Lori Eddy.
So I'll take a look at the price
And very fortunate that we have her here joining us at the Stu Sells Halifax Classic here in 2024.
I think the weight you just gave us will necessarily be fine.
I think I see another champion on the ice as well on some different
I need
sheets.
to bump them a little bit because otherwise they can
Teresa.
just blast
Oh
it.
well, yeah, we got
I
a number
kinda
of high-level
wanna stay
curlers here.
on this
Teresa
side,
Breen was
bump
part of the
bump.
trivia question last night.
So
She's
just,
been
like,
to 4
throw
Scotties
T-line on my
for
own and show you
Ontario
guys kinda see if I bump them
and a
bit.
number of senior national
T?
events.
like a 15?
Danielle Inglis and her whole rink were at the Scotties last year.
I think she was coach of the junior girls champions, I believe.
Teresa is coach of Team Allie McNutt, who are the reigning women's world junior champions, and they will be going to Cortina, Italy in April of 2025, representing Nova Scotia and Canada at World Juniors.
Teresa is also on the board of directors. She's the VP of the Curling Association.
There you go. Very involved in the curling community here in Nova
I
Scotia.
don't know how she finds the time to do it all.
Well, Teresa, I was trying to list some of her accolades last night. In addition to being a high-level curler, still a very high-level curler. She coaches, obviously gives amount of her time to the club and to the NSCA. Very, very much a dedicated member of our community here, and we appreciate everything she does. So we did have a little bounce there.
Yeah, I think
Opportunity.
I don't think they wanted that much space between the rocks.
No, opportunity for Ladouceur to maybe get low on this yellow stone and sit 2. But, I mean, you can say again, like it was looking like a 2 for red, had that pick, looking like a steal. Now it's looking like a 2 again.
Yeah.
Up and down seesaw battle here between these two teams.
They're really going to take their time to get this shot right. You can see the team talking it through.
Okay. Okay.
And that's, I'm sure they're talking a little bit about the ice, the weight, but, again, that pick can really get into your head.
Yeah.
And I think they've taken a little bit of time, we've heard, to tell Grace, like, hey, look, you threw it well. You threw it pretty good. That was the ice. That wasn't on you there.
I kind of judge making your shot is if you're on the broom and you threw the weight that the skip asked for, regardless of the result, you've made your shot because you've thrown the weight you're trying and you've thrown it at the broom at the location you're trying, and then if something's wrong in between, that's it. But as the thrower of the stone, you have to be happy if you hit the broom and you give it the weight you want, and then if it picks or the wrong ice was called, well, you've still made your shot, and that's given information to the team.
Absolutely. And Grace obviously followed up that pick with a very nice freeze, so made the adjustment. Ooh.
Nice.
Okay.
Beautiful shot.
They were. I thought they might try to get a little lower on that and roll underneath the guard, but they do keep the red-yellow angles, and so there isn't a. I don't think there's a double right now. And this
Team Black contemplating a freeze to that stone on the top 4.
They're looking at like the wide out-turn freeze, I think, Dan.
Or
they
there's
are
a double there, they think.
Try to thin double across the top. Wow, that'd be some shot.
They feel the score is forcing them to look at more aggressive shots that they might normally not consider at this point in the game.
Yeah, and I mean maybe they did quickly look at the freeze, the wide out turn freeze, which is probably the best result because you can get shot stone and you'd be frozen, and that makes it would be a really hard tap for a single. This double, they've played this path down the center line a couple times, maybe feeling a little more familiar with it.
I like the aggressive shot. The teams have the skill to make it, so I like them I love them taking the opportunity at the harder shot.
Yeah, this is.
I love her the just the hair. I think she's just thinking we won't be shot and give her more the button. Draw to. I think she's trying to make her pick for her too. Right.
Interesting
On
listening
the
to
nose and
Isabelle.
hope they make the drop for 2.
Okay. There you go. We've heard there from Christina.
If she rolls my way here, it's fine.
No, it's not really. I mean, if we nose, it's better because we block their draw better.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
There's no way to get shot.
Okay, that's okay. That's right. Let's just make it as hard as possible.
Yeah, 10.
Yeah, 10. Let's do it.
Good positive communication there, but also very entertaining. Yeah. It's okay if you do this. No, it's not.
980.
Whoa. Wait.
Really got curl. Really gotta go.
Wow.
Okay.
A little close more to the center they wanted, but the result they're looking for.
Yeah, Carly's saying it does work. It does.
It's hard to tell who's shot rock here. It looks like red from our view, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah, they don't have to. I mean, it's open. You can just hit this if you play this double if you want. But another one of those shots where it does work. You're not giving up a 3, probably. But maybe Christina not feeling confident after that throw, and the team's going to have to maybe have a conversation like, hey, what happened here? Let's make sure we're all feeling good about our throws because we got 3 ends to get back into this game. Game's not over. We still got a good chance. So let's diagnose what's going on.
Yeah, these are 8-end games, correct?
8-end games, yep. Here at the Adam, I think, would be freaking out if we were playing 10. Not enough time in the week to get the 10-end games in. So we just have been joined on the stream by Rick Edwards, joining us from Bradford, Ontario, cheering on Team Black. saying that Lori Eddy and Danielle Inglis are rock stars. So thank you, Rick, for joining us on the stream. Glad you could join us. Appreciate that. So I do think they've elected for this sort of nose hit.
Weight's good.
Looks like it's online.
Can't roll. Oof.
Just so many just misses.
And again, that was that spot with the pick.
Yeah.
Naturally, maybe just defend to that side a bit, and does hit a bit high side.
So that was a 1 for Isabelle.
Yeah. So Christina Black, a couple smiles there on the side of the sheet as they got away with one. But Ladouceur, my apologies, still up 2 after 5 ends of play.
Well,
We started Neon Train to help get small and medium-sized organizations online to transform their learning and make their programs more effective. Our team of learning experts will work with you to understand your budget, project scope, and learning goals. It's so rewarding when our clients say to us, I now have more time to focus on my business. I now have more time to put into my learners. I now have more time to spend with my family. Reach out today and start your organization's learning transformation.
We're back here for the 6th end, which is going to be a big end for both teams. It looks like we're at a 5-4 score with Team Black with the hammer.
5-3 score.
Or 5-3, my bad.
Yeah,
Sorry, 5-3.
no. With the ends there, it is tricky, isn't it? I've done that a couple times this weekend as well. Just, oh, that's a 6-3. No, it's not. No. Whoops. So after being forced to the single, Lori Eddy will lead us off here. Team Christina Black looking to get their 2 and tie the game.
There's a lot of ice given on the center guards. Really get out there. A lot of curl as the Rocks finish.
Yeah, I think they were calling just to come in here and make Christina make something happen. Does slip to back button, so probably a bit heavier than they would have liked to be there.
They're electing to go with their corner guard throw here.
Just quickly looking around the rings, giving you an update on some of the other scores here. Sheet 1, it's there you go, I just did it. 3-1 for Team Inglis over Team Malay. Our other feature sheet is a barn burner, my goodness. It is 7-6 for Allie McNutt over Team St. George. I see 2 4-enders and a 3-ender in that game. So, wow, really going after it. And then on sheet number 4, we have Team Quillian up what looks to be 6-2 over McKett and Driscoll. Not sure what Isabelle and Christina were laughing about there. Didn't quite catch it, but obviously in good spirits, lots of good sportsmanship, even though they're in a battle here. Really great game. Still some times to share a joke.
Isabelle just be throwing up a center guard here.
Something to do with the nutrition. Somebody ate somebody else's nutrition there. Not really sure. We'll have to get some insight after the game as to what might have happened.
Nice and tight.
Looks like the shot's gone right where they wanted it.
Yeah, just coming in here, maybe top 8 foot. Just outside the rings. What are we thinking? Top 12?
Maybe a little deeper than they wanted.
Yeah. Opportunity for Christina to hit and roll under the corner guard.
10.5.
So not a 9. Okay. Nice and quick.
Don't know if you need to make the double here, Dan. You can afford the hit and roll is almost more important.
Yeah, you don't want yours rock on the center line. You want to replace theirs with yours.
Yeah.
If you can.
Close. Yup. 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 Hard. Hard. Whoa, 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 nose. That's good.
So doesn't get the roll, kind of came up a little bit on them, and they get the nose. Do move the reds around. Checking if that. The yellow's close.
It's very close.
Might not stay there very long though. So I think the call right now from Isabelle is for Lori to nose this yellow stone. No issue if it's a guard or not. We're in the 6th stone at the end, so you can hit, you can do whatever you want, whether it's in or out. And then just stay on the center line. Give themselves a center guard. Christina won't have anything in play, and we'll have to decide if she plays the blank or if she goes around her own potentially to try to set up a multiple. Came across the nose there, Dan. Didn't stick on the center line, and now has created a double corner that Christina looks like she wants to use.
Curled. Jeez. Little tight. Okay. It really curled.
Really commenting on that.
Lori and Grace having a good conversation there. Lori maybe thinking she was closer to the broom than maybe she was. Feedback from the
Weight
skip.
looks good. Well, there we go. By the guard. Get it to the tee line.
Really
Good
nice
shot.
throw.
Might be out.
Now,
Like the
red is 1, so you could choose to ignore this.
Look for the corner freeze here. Looks like.
No, they're putting the broom down for a run back.
Oh,
Yeah.
change of plan.
They talked about the corner freeze with this sort of
Seems to be
yellow, red, yellow.
Kind of naturally lined up if they can get the nose.
Yeah. Grace.
Easy to say for a casual Tuesday night crowd.
Easy to call
this
from
one's
behind the glass.
This one's in the book.
I probably have never
Yeah.
made a shot like this in my life.
I've called it
course,
many times.
It's routine for these players.
She's close.
Nice weight.
Very nice.
Get the
Would have
result.
loved to stuff the red and keep it there to sit 2, but importantly keeps the yellow off the rings and actually breaks up that double corner, so now easier to get at anything Christina tries to bury.
And it looks like they'll go right back behind. Right behind the corner guard again.
Yeah, still trying to set up there 2.
Okay.
Looks like it might be a bit hot out of her hand.
Keep it moving. Whoa, still 5. Yep. Hard.
Saying 5 here, so top 8 foot.
Hard.
Starting to carve in now.
Hard.
Trying to get it by.
Curl. Curl. Curl.
Good team shot
Whoa,
there.
good. Great sweep. 14-6, good sweep.
So hearing 14-6 to T-line there. Really nice speed, good team shot again, Dan. Really well controlled the whole way down.
Yeah, a lot of communication between the sweepers, from the thrower, and from the skip.
I think Grace being asked to play another run back here. Will be right
Not
by.
quite the success she had in the last shot, but the usable rocks.
Yeah, gets the roll onto the rings for 3rd shot stone, and only about half this red available.
Shoot.
Just hearing Lori acknowledging that she should have swept it a little farther so they had access to the full back red if Christina does
Really
freeze.
close.
They're just come down to that red in the 8 foot. Sit on the corner.
I think so, Dan. I think that's the call.
As with curling, it's likely the most important shot of the game here.
Yeah. It really gives you the opportunity to set up your two.
Yeah. Looks like the weight's good. Sweepers will put it where they want it. A little deep. Ooh.
Just came off of it, went sideways on him. And that's actually going to settle in for third shot.
Yeah, right on the nose.
So Isabelle can just nose this and sit two.
They did sweep that a lot down the ice there. I don't know if that was a miscommunication or they just didn't want to hit that front rock and they were happy with it, with plan B going in behind.
Yeah, I think just a bit light there out of the hand, and they try as they might, they couldn't get it all the way to that back red. Still just getting caught in some spots, both teams, where it's curling a little more maybe than they anticipate. So just looking for the nose here.
Great.
Good shot by Grace.
Nice shot. Nice shot.
Right on the nose. Is an angle, though, for this hit and roll, I think, that Christina's indicating.
You like going for the double?
Really aggressive call.
I think hit him out there.
Yeah, it's a thin
We can spin
half
up a little.
to make this double.
Easy
Maybe a
peel.
third. Yeah. Playing the out turn at it.
I hear his call for peel weight.
Yeah.
Nope, switching the call to the out turn. Sorry, in turn, my apologies.
Okay, let's do it. You got this right at her.
Here's Jill Brothers looking for the double.
No. Oh, we're rolling like that way. Okay. Just her back.
Hair high side there, Dan, and I don't think shot stone either.
Okay. That's okay.
So looking to, I think the call is for a nose hit potentially. Just want to be a touch careful. I think you, Dan, you still want to try to count two if you're Isabelle.
So they're going to throw some control. A little lighter weight. Make sure the shooter sticks around.
Absolutely.
Teams are quiet as Isabelle gets ready to release her stone.
Lefty release just coming off the center line almost immediately.
Wow, it's curling on her. It's really curling.
On the guard. Oh no.
I almost asked it on that one. Okay, good try.
Unfortunate. Just we've seen that all week here.
Very unlucky.
If you're throwing away from center line, Dan, it curls hard and it curls early, and you have to have a really positive release away from center line. So unfortunate for Isabelle, but Christina now opportunity for the big end.
Yeah. And again, another example of
I could be like here.
this game and
be
these
set
ends
the
are
third
just
shot as
up and
well.
down, and this one small miss, one
Make
mistake,
a really good pick and
and with
roll.
the skill level, you're gonna end up paying for it potentially.
100%.
I don't think. I think I play to maybe tap it, but if I come up there, it's okay.
What's the shot here?
Ooh, well, you got two. Not really a double available now, so you're trying to find a spot that doesn't leave a double.
Yeah, more
And
precise,
so
more precise.
it doesn't leave a freeze, doesn't leave something for Isabelle to get herself out of this.
So that want to be in
Right
front of the
about
tee
there.
line.
Yep. Yep. I think the indication was just this little tap and try to roll a bit. Try to ensure that there's no double. Tricky. There should be something available, but tricky nonetheless.
Yeah.
A little fast.
I think Christina is probably ecstatic because 2 shots ago she probably thought she wasn't going to have a chance at 2, let alone maybe 3.
Yeah.
And this is
Big momentum swing.
yeah.
Absolutely, Dan.
Curling is a very unforgiving sport.
Yes. So as Christina delivers her first here in end number 6, I do have a final to report. And on sheet number 4, it looked like Team Quillian picking up the win over Team Marquette and Driscoll. I don't see the final score, but Team Quillian with the win over there.
Coming in a little hotter than they wanted, but decent result.
Yeah, really nice.
Not leaving anything really obvious or easy for a double. Maybe an opportunity for a hit and roll here.
Yeah.
Try to limit them to 1 or 2, but
I think Isabelle's lining up. You know, the tap was always going to leave some variety of double available, and so I think you have to take your medicine here. If you're Ladouceur, you've had a tough end, a couple of misses, and so make 2 go away. Don't give up a 3. Go into end 7 tied with hammer.
yeah. It's going to be an exciting finish. I don't know. I might have to stick around.
Oh, there you go.
Two
You're
ends with
more
you.
than welcome to stick
I
around.
don't know if I can-
Absolutely.
I don't know if I can get away from it.
Get yourself another
I have a great seat here.
cup. Yeah, there's no better seats in the house than right here. So she did look to switch the turn. Didn't play away from the center line here. Is playing the out turn. It should be running really straight. Just ran a little too straight.
Wow. Now, I guess
So
is
I
it a
think-
draw for 3? I think.
Yeah, straight draw for 3.
You can tell she's excited. Hit that broom out there right away. No question. No questions.
The emotion is there and a little frustration. I'm sure I'll have a quick conversation here with Grace to try to recollect and get ready for end number 7.
Really unfortunate they had that mistake there. They've been curling a great game.
Yeah.
And look to have a fairly good hold on the game. Now with a potential 3.
I mean, you're the 2 great teams. You're going to get punished when you have these misses. Christina still needs to take advantage, right? Still needs to make this.
Yeah, she needs full 8, I think.
Yeah, full 8. Yeah. Full 8. That being said, you're going to be down 1. You're going to have the hammer. You're still in this game.
Yeah.
If you're Isabelle.
Oh yeah.
Sweeper's just guiding this. Good communication there. Guiding that into the right to the tee line. Very nice throw for Christina for 3. That'll be a 6-5 black lead over Ladouceur with 2 ends to play.
Good job, guys. We find a play out of that.
Hello, welcome back. I'm still drinking coffee here. Full caffeination levels achieved. Brian Marks, lovely volunteer, keeping the coffee warm back there for us. So thanks, Brian, and all the volunteers that helped put this event on. And beyond that, you know, that Gahan House ad, another great sponsor, PEI Brewing Company. Come down and join us in person. Admission is free. The taps will be opening in about 15 minutes time for maybe some lunch. There'll be food all weekend. The live entertainment starts tonight. So please come down to the Halifax Curling Club. Join us in person. We love the atmosphere that you help us create. But for now, let's get back to the action between Team Black, who just took a 3-ender. And so Carly Everest leads us off here in end number 7.
Line's good.
Tough result to that end. Isabelle had one over curl and one thrown a little straight. You know, you do have the 1 minute break-ish. You know, we're not timing anything here, but you do have a little break between ends. And I heard a little bit from both teams, you know, that they were just shouting, okay, you know what, we got our break. If you're Christina Black, you get your 3. Let's focus. Let's finish this game strong. And on the other side of things, Isabelle and Co. Just talking about how they want to focus, how they want to recollect themselves and dial in here for the last 2 ends. So, you know, 1 point game, Ladouceur with hammer, and we're gonna have a great finish. So hopefully the 133 of you that are here stick around for the next 30 minutes or so as this game finishes up.
Lots of rotate.
This one just looking for top forefoot. Carved by Grace Lloyd. Really nice finish. Good throw from Lori Eddy. The Olympic trial and Scotty's silver medalist. Who's
Throwing second stones.
Throwing 3 stones as a normal or regular lead thrower. Rachel Steele is being studious, responsible, and very adult and going to class today. I would have been very tempted to skip class myself and come curl. But you know, Rachel, obviously a much better student than I was. So I don't know if that was just a touch heavy or a touch wide, but it doesn't get buried. It is back T-line there, Dan. And so Lori's going to have an opportunity for maybe a just little hit and roll or a tap and roll to sit to.
So hack could be like
at this point in the game, they're trying to set up they have to get 2, regardless.
You do want to go up. You want to be leading if you're not going to have hammer in end number 8.
We're probably going to see them take a lot of aggressive approaches.
At some point, they will have to decide if they want to blank. You know, they can always call that audible. But for now, looking to set up this 2 with a tap.
What are the tie rules at the end of 8?
Play 9.
They play 9. Nice.
Well, that's a lovely piece of curling. Well, to your point earlier, sheet 4 is the one that's off.
Yeah.
And he's already got the scraper out there cooling down, so he is getting ahead of the game as he can.
I think throw a 10.
Okay, you got this.
So, can you explain to the people watching when they say, we want you to throw a 10?
Yeah.
What is she saying?
Great question. So, whenever you're throwing a shot, you're trying to match up the amount of ice that you're giving, where the broom is, where you're aiming, with the weight you are throwing. You know, Dan, as you're well aware, if you're throwing more weight, you get less curl. And so they try to understand each other. So if they in practice, they would say, throw a 10-second stone, and that's 10 seconds between the hog lines, timing that stone. And then they in practice would know.
The lower the time, the harder the shot.
The lower the exactly. The lower the time, the harder the shot, and the less curl you're going to get. Yeah. And so they would have practiced that, and they know approximately how much curl they're going to get on a 10-second stone. And so then Christina consequently knows where to put the broom. That one ran a little straight on him. And unfortunately for Marley, she rolled into the side of the 12 and gives an opportunity to sit 2 with a draw shot as opposed to having to chase something again for Lori here.
It looks like she has chosen to pursue her 2.
No.
And not go for the blank.
This has got legs, though.
No.
And that will walk right on through the rings. Little broom slap there from Lori Eddy. A little frustration. Opportunity for Christina now to shut this down. And again, you're hearing Carly saying 15. So 15 seconds from the hog line right now to the other hog line. And that's going to be more of a draw weight shot.
Grab her heavy right now. Still 7. Coming down a bit. 6. 6. Bumping. Astrid, come down. Yeah.
Looking to freeze here. With a little bit of a bounce. So opportunity maybe, Dan, to get a little low side and get underneath, get a second stone underneath the center guard.
Okay.
Just calling for back weight, hack weight.
Hack weight, yeah. So this will be Grace Lloyd, kinesiologist, and I was talking to her before the game. A big Caesar aficionado, likes the Caesars. So if you have some free time, maybe come down to the Halifax Curling Club and enjoy a Caesar with Grace after the game. Friday, lunchtime, not a bad time for a Caesar. Looking to get this low side.
Just by the guard. Nice.
Really nice.
The result she's looking for.
Yeah, really nice setup. A little bit of curling there. So, Dan, now
Double?
there is a double. I agree. Don't have to play it.
I like the first call. Yeah.
They're seeing it the same way you are, Dan. Throw this double.
Call, right? Yeah. It's like half a
Just a routine shot, eh?
Just, well, you know what? We're talking about, getting the weights right and talking about weights. They keep it simple. Put the broom down, say throw a 9 at the broom. Don't have to overthink it about all the stones you're trying to move.
Yeah.
End of the day, you just got to throw, like you said earlier, throw the white rate at the broom, and good things will happen.
9.
Easier said than done, though.
9.
Looks like it's close here.
Yep.
It's starting to
Gotta
go
keep it
now.
off the center line.
Starting to curl now.
Ooh.
A little. Oh, they get curled a little bit more than they were expecting.
Yeah,
with
just
that
came
9
up
weight.
on them. Yeah, exactly.
A little late on it.
A little late on the sweeping call. You're right.
Again, easy to see from here.
Yeah, exactly.
Impossible if I was playing.
Just looking over at a sheet 2, our other feature sheet. If you're interested in the game between St. George and McNutt, they're just finishing up at number 7 in a tie game, 7-7. St. George playing the Redstones, McNutt the yellow. And looking to, looks like it's just coming up. So you can go over, listen to Hugh and Selena. They will have the McNutt St. George game. St. George of the very slick white custom curling shoes. Big fan of the white Nikes. Great decision there, Lori. Props for whoever made those for you. Then over on sheet number 1, we have another great game between Malay and Inglis. It is not a 16-16 tie. Those are blank ends. It is a 3-3 tie after 7 ends of play. Looks like it'll be Danielle Inglis with the hammer coming home.
We're looking at the first of our mate shot.
just by. Maybe a little closer than they would have liked. Nonetheless, gets the job done.
Hit and roll behind the center.
Yeah.
Not sure which rock they want to attack.
One's a little more open, one's a little more buried, so depends on how aggressive you want to be, I suppose.
Oh, definitely.
It's really taking her time here. Figure out the ice.
Right, you got this.
The weight.
Yeah, absolutely. They want to get this right, I think. Try to shut this end down.
Hard, 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 go. Hard, you gotta go. Hard, hard.
So he might be down a bit.
Hard, hard, hard. Hard, hard, hard. Hard, 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 hard.
Oh, nice shot.
Very good.
Just going to poke out the other side. Available to use to go yellow-red if they so choose later. But Isabelle now has to decide where to sit to. Tricky little decision here. You're hearing Lori say you're almost forced to guard it.
Yeah.
Can't really go open side because it gives maybe a double or a hit and roll under back. Don't mind that spot. If you can get second shot back 8 foot, it's not bad. I just was seeing that Allie McNutt made a draw for 2 in that game, so it is now 9-7. McNutt over St. George playing in end number 8.
It's like both games here on 8 and 2 are going to have a feverish finish.
Absolutely,
It's going to come down to the
Dan.
last shots for sure.
We can't take your eyes off
Even
of it.
nice one actually as well.
Yeah. Well, 3 great games here on at the Halifax Curling Club. So the whole team down there discussing where to put this next red stone because it's not obvious. Jill did overroll a bit there, Dan, but rolled into a sneakily good spot.
No. I kind of. Yeah. I think both equally precise. Yeah.
They're really taking their time to think this one through.
Yeah, just hearing some of the conversation. Where are the angles? What do we want to leave? What do we want to leave, Christina? The issue with the back 8 or the back 4 foot stone is if Christina makes that 1 foot run back, their shot stone over you. So it really is a precise draw. You have to get it in the right location to not give Christina an out of this end.
Looks like they're going to try to bunch things up here.
Yeah, try to get in behind the guard, and I don't think they want to go deeper than the yellow that was just thrown because that'll give potentially an angled double back for Christina. So very precise shot here for Grace Lloyd to try to set up a big end.
Very quiet on the ice now. She prepares.
A lot of focus. Everybody nervous in these tight games.
She's coming out at the brooms.
Lori picks her up right away.
A lot of sweeping, playing with 3 players.
Lori's been working hard all morning. Grace now joining her. Looking to get the curl side sweep going.
Hard, 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 hard.
A little lighter than they wanted, I think.
Yeah, I think that will play. Christina could take on the double. She could take on this little 1 foot run back. Trying to think about how do they not give away the 2 now. That red, importantly, I believe, is out counting the yellow at the back, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go look real quick. I don't hate that. She's looking at it. Okay. All right. Well, I don't like drawing.
Carly, the ever vocal, ever opinionated, always lets us know what she's thinking.
I mean, the thing is, if you knows it, what she's probably drawing. I think maybe play the yellow now. Yeah. Not really. Definitely wasn't our first or second thoughts. Yeah. Sorry, that she's drawing. You could just nose that because she's drawing.
No, she's drawing.
Yeah.
Sounds like they don't want Isabelle to have a draw on her next shot.
Yeah, and then she's drawing around, and then I'm doing that, and they get 2.
I see what
4 stones to come, so trying to think about, okay, if we do this, they do this, then we do this, then they do that.
Yeah.
Chess game.
okay, this is third.
They're talking about if they want to draw and if it leaves the run back with that
Well,
redstone on the top 12.
yeah. What happens if you play this? What's she playing if you play this?
Love to get the insight through the mics, but I can see the sweat starting to build on Adam's forehead. With every second this goes longer.
So what's your call here as Team Black? Would you?
I personally think they're looking at closer to nose. I think you can afford to maybe go about a half stone with board weight. Try to keep your shooter in the 12-foot and get that yellow moving towards the center line. Because I do think they've played that path and they know how that's going to react.
Looks like they're gonna draw. It looks.
They've looked for. They're looking at a draw path now.
Give us what she's been giving us. Do you think that's enough? Like she did say, yeah. She could probably give us the same as she just gave us coming this way. Yeah, okay.
Full
Now,
set 4.
it's gonna be on the sweepers to get this rock by that guard, by that red on
What's
the 12.
that, 15?
I have 4 times your last one.
So, good conversation. Looking for a 15-second stone.
I just want it so that if they make the run, I've got button to freeze too.
Yeah. Good call. Okay, you got this.
So looking for 15 seconds. Back 4-foot, I think, is the call. And again, they're going to look for 2 stones of space here.
Yeah.
So get their stone, and if Ladouceur freezes, then they can freeze again. Indication is that it's close.
Line's good.
Not heavy. Marley gets head down.
Yeah. Once it gets by this ocean contractor sign, it's really gonna start curling. Here we
Line's
go.
good. Back 4.
It's coming
At a
fast.
14-7 on my stopwatch.
Just a little quick.
Needs to sit down.
Oh, you guys. Sit.
You're there.
Oh, and that's
It's a mistake.
right to the back of the button, and now Ladouceur can put this on the pin and start to take control of this end.
We got 3 rocks left here. 2 for Isabelle.
Oh, electing to now play the straight run back. So looking to, I guess the thought being if you freeze, then Christina Black freezes, and you don't have a lot of area to score. So doing this little run back, probably control weight run back, right on the nose, puts you on the button, and you're guarded, and gives Christina a really tough situation to be looking at.
Weight's close.
Looks like it's out there right now. Well, you're trying to make this curl now.
Gotta get to that center line.
Just didn't come back to center, and
Who shot?
It's hard to tell who was shot stone at this point.
Yeah, it's a.
Christina believing it's them. You almost have to guard.
Might be a.
You almost have to guard here, I think, Dan. It's just what are you guarding? Probably guarding this slash double. Now looking at maybe a freeze, get another yellow stone in there. Sometimes that's the best call.
She does have a hole, just so you know.
And Carly's spying. I was looking at this as well. A hole right down the center line to get that yellow off the back of the forefoot.
Are we shot? Oh, that's nice. Okay. Bonus.
Team wanting to make sure there is risk here. Like if you don't get this right, there's a 3 or a 4 in it. So they really want to make sure they have this guard or this shot played or placed, I should say, in the correct spot.
But she does
So
have
they're
this
contemplating playing the.
She does have this hit for 2 right.
Looking at a guard, looking at a tap. I think the draw has been sort of discarded. Christina's really thinking about this tap, and the only issue there is if you don't get the tap right, your shooter is 5th, and the 3 would still be in play. So
So what do you think they're going for the tap there as opposed to just drawing right to the button and pretty much locking in the 1 at most?
well, the draw paths are tough. You might be able to get a little bit low side around the red guard to the red that is back forefoot. So the easiest way to get a stone in that forefoot right now might be this tap, and that's what Christina's really looking at. Now there is this little hit and roll.
This like to here, that's pretty good, right? It gets rid of this. Let's hit this. Yeah, you're right.
Well, they've come full circle.
Yep. So the hit on that one pretty much means that top 12 stone will never come into play, and makes it difficult for Isabelle to see a 2.
Yeah.
And we do have handshakes on sheet number 1 as well. I do believe it was Team Inglis picking up a win over Team Malay. I didn't see the final score, but that was Team Inglis with some high fives there looking at a win. And earlier we had Team Quillian picking up a win over Team McKett and Driscoll. So our side sheets are off. We are left just with the 2 features.
I can see Adam's reflection in the mirror.
Keenly
Each is
observing.
his way.
I also don't want like. I don't want to let them.
So I
Let's
think
call it
this
that.
was for the nose hit on the red.
Stay really close.
Play the tap.
Can't.
We're playing the top.
Oh, never mind. I take that back. We are playing the tap.
We're playing the tap.
I like it. I mean, it's a great option, Tina. So let's do it. Yeah.
So I gotta throw about a
Her front end
positive
is
410
in support of the
there.
shot. Team's on the same
like
page.
half.
So I think a good 410. It's not super real. 405
Yeah.
even. Yeah. Good 410 will do it though. Okay, you got this.
Very supportive front end, Carly and Marley.
Really close.
Looking to maybe hit half to 2/3 of the stone.
Whoa.
This is going early.
Whoa, just nudge the guard.
This was in that spot early that we saw Grace Lloyd pick.
Whoa, just nudge it.
So maybe something going on there. Now that's not a terrible result. They sort of got the guard, and with the
Sorry,
tap,
just hit her.
took away the hole.
Yeah.
So really all that's left is this run back. Brooms down.
Is yellow shot at this point? Is Team
that-
Black shot? I think they maybe.
Christina was playing that like they were shot, I
Yeah.
think, Dan. Yeah, for sure.
It's hard to tell. They look so close.
I know on the overhead it's hard. Absolutely.
And depending on where the pin is, it should be.
So Isabelle was a little bit, didn't quite hit enough on her last attempt at this run back. So looking to make an adjustment here, probably 3/4, maybe 7/8, somewhere between there, high side to score the 2.
Hair less? Not sure.
Lori already on the curl, needs to bring this back. Close. Oh yeah, from behind the glass. Craig Corbett will let you know exactly what he thinks about that shot. I think only a 2, Craig.
Amazing shot.
well
done by Isabelle.
Really good adjustment after being a little bit high side on her
Looks
first.
like we're going to get a measurement here.
Oh, we are throwing the stick down.
He did not.
Indication earlier was that it was yellow. Christina played it like it was yellow. Elected to not hit it, elected to tap. Grace Lloyd and Jill using the stick here. We're not going to be able to see. Oh, a little bit of an adjustment.
A little thin.
Maybe the 5.
No, yeah, yellow.
Yellow is the indication. So, 2 reds for Ladouceur. That'll put them up 7-6 after 7 ends of play. Team Black, hammer, coming home, down 1. Don't go away. We'll be right back after these messages.
We started Neon Train to help get small and medium-sized organizations online to transform their learning and make their programs more effective. Our team of learning experts will work with you to understand your budget, project scope, and learning goals. It's so rewarding when our clients say to us, I now have more time to focus on my business. I now have more time to put into my learners. I now have more time to spend with my family. Reach out today and start your organization's learning transformation.
Why is it so big?
All right, hello. Welcome back to the Halifax Curling Club at the Stu Sells 1824 Halifax Classic. My name is Alan Ehrenholtz. I'm here with Dan Baldwin, Executive Director of the Nova Scotia Curling Association. We are playing the 8th end, coming home. Team Ladouceur up 7-6 over Team Black, who will have the hammer in this all-deciding 8th end. Dan, edge of your seat here, hey?
It is. It's exciting. Like I said, want to give some props to how important these first couple shots are as well. They're often overlooked on broadcasts, but they really set the tone for the rest of the end. So I'm curious here to see how it's going to be played by team by Isabelle.
Yeah, could throw the guard here. Top 4 is kind of an indication of letting, telling Christina go make this happen. If you want to hit, we'll play for a single. And we'll go to the extra with hammer. You gotta take initiative. So Carly looking for, or Christina looking to have Carly put up the first of potentially 2 corner guards here.
Line straight. Yep, I think.
Just looking over to our other feature sheet, Hugh and Selena calling the game between St. George and McNutt. Looks like there are 2 stones to come. St. George with hammer, and there is a mess of stones in the house.
Looks like McNutt is shot.
Trying to decide now, Team McNutt, how to seal the victory there and not give St. George something to find a way back into the game.
All right, so we have our corner guard up as we thought, and probably followed by the center guard here by Laurie.
I would imagine so, Dan. I think you're spot on.
Of course, I stayed up all night watching old Vic Router tape, so I was prepared for this broadcast.
Yeah, well, you know what, Dan? You've been doing great. Appreciated you joining me. and helping out, because it's always nice to have someone to play off of and work
Yeah.
with. And that looks like it's a pretty solid shot, right in line, and I think just grabbing some center line. So it is not movable for the next couple shots. Christina electing to not come around the corner, and this is something we've seen change in the strategy recently, Dan. You know, instead of allowing Ladouceur to get a third or a second stone in the 4-foot area behind a guard, the team with hammer electing to get there first, trying to have a little bit more control so they can bring that into play later.
Whoa line. Close. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Okay, line's getting good. Lock it on. No. Yep. Great shot,
Nice.
Carly. Nice.
Great shot by
14-2.
Carly there.
Really nice.
Exactly. 5 out of 4.
5 out of 4. Yes, you know, that is a pistol. And right to it. And so now Laurieetti's going to have to equal that and make it just as good here.
And I'm sure Isabelle's comfortable whether it turns into a hitting end or a draw end. She's quite confident in either.
Absolutely.
So it's tough. It's going to be tough on Team Black to maneuver around Isabelle's last 2 shots.
This has to go a long way. Has to walk sideways. Grace trying to curl this.
What a finish.
Wow. Another really great shot. Hard to... It's a little high side, but I think with that center guard, Dan, it is going to be tough to remove both reds from play in one throw.
Just don't know if we can get enough weight behind the rock to do it, to get them all.
I think 10.
Now, you can remove the guard, could start to peel, but with that red stone available, Christina's saying, let's get this hit and roll, get that stone off the button, and get our stone behind a corner guard.
Looking over at sheet 2, it looks like they're lining up for the last shot of the game.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Nice.
That's a great shot. Nice.
Wow.
10.
Came up real hard, got to the nose, lost the back red, squeezed the other red out into the open, and stayed pretty darn buried. So great shot from Marley Powers there.
We're going to go with probably see a peel here, called by Isabelle.
Yeah, I think they're going to also want to get a yellow stone out of that 4-foot area.
Yeah.
Keep the shooter around here is really important.
But there's quite the circus shot being lined up here on sheet 2. We need a...
Yeah, Laurie needs the 2 here, so trying to find a way.
I think she's third shot.
To make that happen. So on our sheet, Grace Lloyd throwing big weight. She's going to lose her own as well as one of the yellows. Now, not the end of the world, but allows Christina to do this and sit 2 buried.
Right? Yeah, I know, but you just probably leave like a double. I think you go Christmas tree.
Christmas
Top
tree.
8.
Colleen Jones call there. Get the second one behind the center guard. Make it really hard to remove both in one shot.
I like the weight.
And wait. Wait. Okay, wait.
This one's hanging out there. Has to start to curl here.
There it goes.
8. No line. Yep. Curl it, curl it, curl it. Okay.
So gets the
14-6.
freeze. Jill with sort of that heavy carve, dump carve sweep to kind of get it moving over, but is available for Grace to play off of. And then over on sheet 2, Laurie St. George wound up and threw the big weight, but did crash on a guard, and so that'll be a win for Allie McNutt. I think 10-7 final score there over Team St. George.
Another young team that's having a lot of success.
Well, a very, very good young Nova Scotian team who's,
It's fun as Nova Scotian, as producing curlers, we definitely punch above our weight compared to the rest of the country.
There you go. We definitely do.
And that's in everything that we do, from the administration of the sport to the execution of the athletes on the ice. It shows
I
a
love
lot
to
of
hear it.
Yeah, there's a lot of passion. We didn't talk a lot about the job when I first started streaming here with you, but when you're surrounded by people that absolutely love the sport and care about it, it's near impossible to fail.
Yeah,
to be honest, because you can run on passion when needed.
Yeah,
and there's so much of that in the curling community. That
like
I said, even an event like today, there's probably 10 or 15 volunteers.
That's okay too.
At least
at a minimum coming in and out of here all day to make this happen.
Probably 10 or 15 on the schedule, and 5 or 10 that are just happy to float around and help out with whatever else is needed.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, 11.
Lots of hands on deck here at the Halifax Curling Club. And we
Shout
appreciate
out
all
to
of
Andy for sure, who is the club manager, who always makes the events great.
Yeah, have Mandy. We have Kelly, who's helping out. Phil Kroll, event manager. Just so many folks that work hard to make this event happen.
Yeah, I guess probably a good time to give a shout out to our sponsors, Steel Subaru and Neon Train as our presenting sponsors of the men and women.
Absolutely, and then our partner sponsors, the Curling Store, Crombie Reet, Scotia Square, the Murphy Hospitality Group, and the PEI Brewing Company. And finally, our supporting sponsors, Stanhope Simpson Insurance and the Stu Sells Realty Company.
You also see lots of other logos on the Halifax ice, including Ocean Contractors, who, although not a sponsor of this event, they are a sponsor of the men's and women's provincial championship coming up. So a little shout out to Ocean for being involved as they are.
Which will also be at this club.
Exactly.
Which is very exciting in January there.
Yeah. It's going to be a really fun...
I have been recently roped in to organize the commentating for the provincial tankard. So, Dan, maybe we can do this again in January.
Sign me up.
There we go.
I'm in. It's fun.
So on our sheet here, thirds last for Grace Lloyd, and she's looking for a hit on the open Yellowstone.
Looks good. Really curling on her there, though, at the end.
Yeah, it did come up on them, didn't it, Dan?
Yeah, a little over curl. Didn't get the roll they wanted.
I think they were trying to roll towards the corner and maybe set up an angle. But with this redstone being available, Christina has the opportunity to set up her two for the win.
Straight hits.
Is there room? Yeah. So do you like the intern and just try and roll big then? Great. 10?
It's now the only game on the ice.
And it can get very silent out there when you're the only sheet out there.
Yep. Yep, other way. Yep. Hard, a little roll, Marley, a little roll. Okay.
That'll be right on the beak.
That's okay.
Opportunity now, I think you want to try to make this slash double, Dan. Eliminate Yellowstones is probably your best policy at this point.
Is Team Black there, snacking on their sour gummy bears. Charging up in between shots.
Gotta keep the energy levels high throughout the game.
I've seen everything from cucumber slices
to
gummy bears and Red Bulls out there today.
I have been known to partake in more of the sweets side of that. Or coffee. Or a beverage.
Yeah, we tend to on our Tuesday nights hit the bar first. And then
There
the
we
guys-
go.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Got to support the club. That's what we. That's our
That's my
justification.
executive director. Exactly.
We got to
Yeah.
support the club.
So I think the decision made here. I can't see where the broom is, but they're still
I
playing
think they're just playing the hit.
nose hit, and I don't know if they're trying to get a roll or what. But you got to think there's an opportunity here to make the double and roll to a good spot.
I like it out of her hand.
Weight's good. Shot.
So straight hit and roll. Didn't play the double and got 3/4 buried
Roll back that way.
beneath the center guard. So really nice controlled shot there to sit the shot stone here with 3 to come. Sorry.
Straighten it out.
Kind of like Jill's, right? Like the 11.
So now with a quarter of the stone exposed, Team Black's going to come down.
11.
Yeah.
Try and
To
roll,
it.
Marley.
Love it. You know, this
11 would be about a board weight, a sweepable weight.
Even I find a lot of teams like that control weight takeout,
Mm-hmm.
especially in our fun night leagues. We're gonna get a lot of misses. The control weight takeouts give you some forgiveness.
Exactly, yeah.
They're saying it's a bit up more than they expected in weight.
Here's Marley trying to make this warp.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't. Oh, my. Didn't come up for him. Ladouceur still shot stone, so
They might be.
you want to sit 2 here and force Christina to a single, or do you try your hand at the win now? And Grace just seemed to indicate you can't go there because that leaves a double. And the double would
They don't want to come up light.
exactly, there you go. You can't do that.
So what's the safe call here? Take out the yellow?
I don't. Well, you want if you took out the yellow, you're gonna be at least in an extra.
Yeah.
They're
With
looking
hammer.
at with hammer exactly. Now they're looking at what can we do to win now. Give Adam a little more time with the ice.
Yeah.
They're thinking of Adam out there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But so they want to come behind their guard and try to cut down the scoring zone, maybe cut down the draw path for Christina. But if they come anywhere next to their current red stone in the 8-foot, Christina might have a double for the win. So very, very important where this stone stops. Laurie getting on it right away.
Isabelle's jumping in to help.
Needs to be in the 8-foot. Can't be too deep though.
Shot.
That I think will do it. Probably as deep as you could go without giving up the double. But that'll work.
So I think this is probably the shot.
Christina not leaving the draw to the full 4, bite of the 4, thinking that the hit and roll
I think it's pretty
is the
straight
call.
there.
And that's just skip preference, you believe, at this point? Or
You could play either.
is it showing a lack of confidence in her draw?
Maybe she's just not loving that path.
Yeah.
Something. Maybe she's just liking 10-5 and she really feels like she can throw it good.
Yeah.
And so I think skip preference there, Dan.
She has a reputation as a solid hitter.
Well, absolutely. No hesitation. Didn't look at the draw. Said, "This is what I'm
Yeah.
throwing."
Yeah.
And Jill, as any good third, that's what you're throwing. That's what you're throwing.
Oh, we talked about team dynamics and the importance of teams and personalities and communication. I think that's just a good example of a high caliber team.
Here in a hair quiet, Marley head down, trying to hold this straight.
Here we go. They're scrubbing hard. Oh,
playing it the other way.
Oh.
Wow, that was crafty. Almost got 2.
I think quote of the tournament from Carly Everest there. Oh, Jesus, that was crafty.
Nah, I was like, okay, yeah.
So that was a single. Probably not how you drew it up, but a single nonetheless. And unfortunately for our lovely ice maker, Adam McCarahan, that means we're going to an extra. So don't leave just yet. 200 people on the stream. Join us. Let us know where you're watching from. And don't go anywhere, because this extra end is going to be special.
We started Neon Train to help get small and medium-sized organizations online to transform their learning and make their programs more effective. Our team of learning experts will work with you to understand your budget, project scope, and learning goals. It's so rewarding when our clients say to us, I now have more time to focus on my business. I now have more time to put into my learners. I now have more time to spend with my family. Reach out today and start your organization's learning transformation.
Chips, chocolate?
Yeah, anything's with substance. Anything with like a, yeah, whatever.
So, here we are. 7-7 after 8 ends. And so, into the 9th we go, playing away from the glass towards the away end. After securing what has been called a crafty single in end number 8, Dan, Carly Everest leading us off here at end number 9.
They're coming with this center guard here.
Very different strategy when you're down one versus like Ladouceur was, up one like Ladouceur was to tied. Now you can't have anything in the rings to start. You need the guards to hide behind. And Ladouceur is going to try to keep this as simple as possible so they have a draw or an open hit on Isabelle's last.
Now, do you think Ladouceur team is at a disadvantage with three curlers as opposed to 4 now that we're getting into these extra ends? Is that going to play a role?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, you always like to have that extra sweeper. I think all these ladies are fantastic athletes and are gonna be able to sweep no matter what.
I had the tick in my mind, I guess.
That being said, no amount of sweeping was saving that.
No.
Lori just heavy. Now, I will say, not the worst miss. Keeps it clean.
Yeah.
Does give the opportunity for Carly to bury one here. The center guard was well placed. I'm sure Carly will be close here, but, not as bad as back 8 foot. Straight through is fine.
And again, I wonder if fatigue played a role in that missed shot, or just a human error.
Yeah. Oh, we're playing the second center. My apologies. And Carly, that's a very tough shot, Dan, to try to make that high just over guard, and that's really well made, really well lined up.
With my release, so. Yeah, I was with you. I was like, was I a little too soft?
So Lori going to try to make an adjustment here. Top 4 foot to behind the both center guards and try to set up this single. And I imagine we'll start to see some peels here in the near future to try to start to open this up.
No.
This is close.
Might go a little deeper than they want. No, the rocks seem to finish fast.
Carved down is about a half stone open. Christina just going to try to freeze to it for now.
Yeah, I agree. So like 10-15?
I would guess at this point, Team Black's really looking for a mistake to capitalize on.
And you probably need more than one, right?
Yeah.
Like you got the throw through from Lori, but that's probably not enough.
Yeah.
You need a little bit more help still.
5. Go a bit, yeah. We're really close. Yeah, keep going, yeah. Small bump. Good. Great. Way to hold it.
Another good shot. They're making an exciting end for us.
Yeah, it's starting to.
Peels will start, right?
Exactly. Now we're ripping. We're trying to open up the front. If we're Team Ladouceur here, try to get them keep this as simple as possible.
Now explain to the folks watching if they don't know, the advantage of throwing that second center guard.
Yeah, well, and throwing it so well, throwing it so lined up both on the center line really makes the double peel hard. Makes it easy to, you can still get your single peel, which is looking like Laurie's going to get here. Get the top one out of the way. Now there's still a guard. You're still safe. Your yellow's still protected.
And now we're throwing with black. Team black will be throwing a guard next.
They'll be throwing that guard back up, and it'll be Marley's job now to keep that separation as long as possible and to keep them as lined up as possible.
So ideally they want this just over the hog line.
Back in the same spot would be lovely.
Yeah.
Dan, yeah. The closer you put them together, or if they're staggered at all, gives the opportunity for a double peel and to lose the shooter. You can always make the double peel, but normally then you'd keep your shooter there.
Right.
And whether it's yours or theirs, it's still a guard.
Looks like this sweepers like this rock. They like the weight.
Yeah, it's perfect. Good shot. Great.
Yeah, that is pretty darn good. We, from behind the glass here, cannot see the second guard.
Yeah.
They're pretty perfectly lined up.
Looks like there's one rock on the ice there.
Exactly. So, single peel it is. Grace Lloyd here trying to make a peel. Little bit of sweeping to keep it straight, and yes, makes the single peel there. So now it is Jill Brothers' turn to put up the guard, and Dan, you're likely going to see one or two more of these. However, at some point, Ladouceur is shot stone, and we're going to need to see Christina Black make a play on that red stone.
Do you think that'll be on Jill's second shot, depending on what unfolds here?
It could be on Jill's second. That might be the earlier you do it, the more stones the other team has to respond. And so you could see that on either Jill's second or Christina's first. This is a little wider, and this is a little deeper there, I think. Maybe not deeper, but definitely a little bit wider. And so the opportunity now, if Isabelle wants to be aggressive, try to make the double.
Knows that front one. Is that what she's looking to do here? Drive it straight back. Looks like
it could. I think they'll take single peel. I don't know how aggressive they will be to try to get that second one. Lori again, just keeping the brush down, making sure this doesn't jump. But this looks like a single peel, Dan.
Do you go now? Play on it.
Here you go, Dan. Carly saying one more. Christina saying maybe we go now.
Yeah. You can see her thinking it through now. The chess game.
Okay, one more then, yeah.
Looks like the decision is one more guard.
Keep room down. Yeah. Similar. Yeah, I do too. Yeah. It's pretty similar. Yeah. Yeah.
Looks like Jill's made her shot.
It's just like 2 rocks deeper. 2 rocks deeper. Good.
So these are a little closer together, but again lined up really well. So could look to take on that double peel, but we'll see how aggressive they want to be.
I feel like we have to, because
Isabelle calling her team down now to have discussion.
Yeah.
as of course, with every shot, it becomes the most important one of the game.
Yeah, you can't really afford to miss at this stage.
So what do you see as their options?
Yeah, but then we can hopefully change.
Oof, I mean, single peel is available always. I think Isabelle's.
No, I think we have to be.
Just let them talk it out here. I don't need to hear it from me.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Right. Yeah.
A lot of indecision right now, I think.
I think this doesn't help us. Yeah. Agreed. Or access to that, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so like a 2.5?
Interesting thought process. Maybe not classical strategy here. The team deciding that the single peel only helps Christina Black, giving her a little bit easier access to her yellow. And there isn't really a double peel because those stones are so well lined up. So instead, electing to throw their own guard. Now, normally in this situation, you might think a guard helps Christina Black. She wants to make a play on that red. And so a guard makes that difficult, and she might be forced into a draw to the full 4 to the button to get her shot stone.
Do you think Team Black anticipated this counter? Or are they hoping for the...
That's tough to know.
Yeah, it's we'll have to get them in the interview.
We'll have to get a little post-game. I've always wanted to do post-game interviews at the Stu Cells, but I've not been given permission yet.
And our ice makers have creeped onto the ice.
Trying to get a head start. Now, the issue with this guard is that it didn't come up. There is a hole.
There's a hole there.
That's what they talked about. They couldn't leave it wide. Leave this hole for Christina to make a play.
And it looks like she's going to take the chance now.
Yeah, absolutely, Dan.
She just needs a corner of the rock, she thinks.
Great. This is nice. Make this shot.
I think
really
so.
Good.
Right there.
Team Black very happy with that missed guard.
Gives them an opportunity here for sure.
This is not a shot they thought they were going to have.
I think the closer, yeah.
11.
Okay, what do you want the shooter?
Roll over.
Roll over? Okay.
Because if I hit it a little high, we might be able to scoot that yellow one underneath the guard.
Okay, no, I just wanted to make sure. Yeah. 11 then?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
There you go. 11, looking for a little bit of high side, roll the shooter, and scoot. Official curling terminology. Scoot the yellow under the guard.
It's nice. 10-8. Yep. 10-8. Whoa. Yep.
Marley Powers head down, trying to hold this straight.
Hard.
Whoa.
Wow.
Hard. Thanks. Great sweep, Marley.
Really amazing
good.
curling from Christina. Great sweep from Marley Powers.
That was a real hard scrub.
Scooted the yellow directly under the centers, rolled the shooter underneath the red. And this is, folks, maybe why at home you throw the peel here on Grace's last, because when Christina made the move, you wanted to have an ability to make something. And with that Yoretta guard out front, there's just not a whole ton.
To access, like to try to tap it through.
One thing we can probably definitely say is that this is going to be the last end.
I feel like if we
Yes, someone is scoring.
Someone
if
is
we try
scoring
this
here.
way and not
I would be
successful,
quite surprised
we'll
if there was
hate this, right?
a
try
rollout
this way,
blank
there's still
in end
space
number
on
9
this
and we had to
option.
play 10. That would be quite surprising.
Okay. Right. I was
They're
just thinking
contemplating
like tapping
two
at
options
that.
here.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Carly and Marley look very happy with that result.
Yeah.
taking a little nutrition break here.
Yeah, you know what?
3 stones
yeah,
left.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So you're liking this now? Yeah, I like it.
So interesting insight there. You play the angle now and you make it perfect, your shot stone again. If you don't make it perfect, you actually open up the stone on the edge, which might give you more options on Isabelle's second. So I don't mind the thought process here, and maybe that guard from Grace is going to come into play. It's a question of how much weight they want to throw. Isabelle made one very similar to this 2 ends ago, and then 7 to score her 2.
It's definitely a shot that's in her wheelhouse to make.
Yeah. Maybe a half a stone to 2/3 of a stone high side. Half stone looks a little thin, 2/3.
Okay.
She's made her decision. It's taking her spot in the hack now to deliver this important shot.
Here's Isabelle Ladouceur with her first.
10.
Oh, just a little thick. Control weight, trying to bring the weight down, maybe bring the sweeper into play. That control weight and hitting it thick actually meant the guard stays. And so they don't have access to the one beside it. I thought they might have thrown a little bit more weight at that, Dan. Might have just moved it enough to be able to use it, but I don't know.
Team Black with a tough decision here. That second shot stone looks like it could be played off.
Yep.
So they might want to have to dress with that.
And there is still the draw.
Still the draw.
In turn side. Well, I guess Isabelle's out turn. The lefty out turn to the full 4 foot.
Yeah.
That inside out shot, we haven't seen a lot of them, but when we have seen them played, they go hard. So I do think you have access to that yellow. It's just a tricky shot.
So they are going with the guard.
Just out here.
You want to be depth-wise. You don't want to be too high, because too high still doesn't guard anything. You draw around it. So you want to be tight. Make this guard, or make this draw for Isabelle as tricky as possible.
She's gonna have a shot.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, it's definitely there. Obviously, the hit and roll is there. But this is just she only needs half of the 4 foot.
And the hit and roll, like, it's precise, right? So put some pressure on her a bit, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, they're talking about leaving
I'm
the
gonna
hit
give you a
for
little
it.
bit more
It's a harder
speed
shot.
right there.
Yeah, what do you want to leave your opponent? What do you want them throwing? Because to Christina's point,
And 9 times out of 10, you don't want the skip to have a 4 foot draw, because that's going to be money in most of these tournaments.
yeah, exactly. I think Isabelle would be quite content if she had a chance open draw to the 4 foot. I mean, who knows if, obviously you got to throw it good,
Yeah.
but I think she'd take that. This hit and roll while there is looking pretty tricky.
So that light out of her hand here, they're really scrubbing hard to get
Hard!
it to
Hard!
really scrub hard here.
Hard! Hard, Carly! Oh, go, 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 go! Good sweep, girl. I thought I threw a lot.
Carly and Marley, big scrub, do get that stone over, and it is a visual impediment for sure. But because it is so high, I do believe you have the ability to draw around it. Isabelle actually looking at the other side to draw into the 4-foot. Very interesting.
Guess that was her plan C.
I didn't think I'd see that one, but no hesitation.
Yeah.
They must have been talking about it in behind the hack there and saying this is what we're throwing, even if the shot was made or not made.
Yeah, I love the confidence that she has in the shot. At this point for Team Black, it's out of their hands. They've done their part.
So here we go. 9th end, hammer. Team Ladouceur, Isabelle. Laurietti on the brush. Grace Lloyd calling the line, looking for the full 4-foot for the win.
We're there.
Laurie's saying they're
Yeah,
there.
back 4.
Back 4 is the call.
Might be a bit more.
And that will slip just to the back 8-foot. And so that will mean a steal of 1 for Team Christina Black and an 8-7 victory in 9 ends. What a game, Dan. Wow.
Thanks for everyone for joining us, and thanks for having me on. It's been
Absolutely,
great to
Dan.
do it. Looking forward to doing another game
Absolutely. Thank you for joining me. Dan Baldwin, Executive Director, Curling Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia Curling Association. My apologies. Here, as we sign off, my name is Alan Ehrenholtz. I'd like to thank all of our presenting sponsors. Steel Subaru for the men's edition of the tournament, Neon Train for the women's. Our partner sponsors, the Curling Store, Crombie Reed, Scotia Square, Murphy Hospitality Group, and the PEI Brewing Company. And finally, Stanhope Simpson Insurance and Stu Sells Realty, our supporting sponsors. Thank you all. Dan, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye, everyone.
We started Neon Train to help get small and medium-sized organizations online to transform their learning and make their programs more effective. Our team of learning experts will work with you to understand your budget, project scope, and learning goals. It's so rewarding when our clients say to us, I now have more time to focus on my business. I now have more time to put into my learners. I now have more time to spend with my family. Reach out today and start your organization's learning transformation.
Hey, curling fans, I'm standing here in front of Sheet Stew here at the High Park Club, and I just want to let you know that I'm so excited to sponsor the sport of curling, to help curling out. So you can go to stewcurls.com, see all my events, see the Stew Sell series, but you know what? I also sell real estate as well. So you need to buy a house, list a house, condo, rental, business. Look, give me Stu a call.